don't know. I don't even know. I was going to try to come up with something corny like, oh, it's so easy, my dog could do it or whatever. It's so easy that Brittany can do it. And I literally 100% just did a full uninstall, disassembly, reassembly, reinstallation, plus all the filming in like 40 minutes.
Yeah, and this was your first time, actually.
And this is my first time ever doing it. Hey guys, so I want to start this out by saying that I hope all of you have an absolutely wonderful and love-filled Thanksgiving, or of course for those of you who are watching this after the holidays, I hope you just have a wonderful day in general. But in honor of the holidays, and for those of you who are still looking for that awesome Black Friday gift, or of course that perfect Christmas gift, I wanted to remind you that Bestop is still running their insane discount of $200 off the Sunrider for Hardtop. Not just for the JL, but for the JK as well. And of course, don't forget to use the Brite discount code at checkout for an additional bonus gift when you purchase your Sunrider. But since I know that a lot of you have already taken advantage of this crazy deal, I figured this would be the perfect time to go ahead and show you just how easy it is to install this Sunrider and of course uninstall it. So let's get to it. Now, for those of you who are starting from complete scratch and just received your Sunrider, the installation and assembly takes only 10 bolts. It takes one tool, which Bestop thought through, and it comes with your JL. All you'll need is this T40 here, and the installation itself can be done within a few minutes from the comfort of your own driveway. Now, as you can see, our Sunrider is already installed, so we're going to be doing this a little bit backwards today, and I'm going to first show you how to uninstall the Sunrider, which, keep in mind, this is a 4-seasons top. It can be kept on all winter long, all summer long. You never technically have to take it off, but in case you do ever want to run fully naked on the trails, this is something that's worth knowing how to do. Now, removal is just as simple as installation. It involves 6 bolts, 2 M8x20s, and 4 M8x80s. So as I said, you're going to want to grab your factory provided T40 and your ratchet, or of course, if you're lazy like me, the factory provided T40 and your drill. And you're gonna first start inside the Jeep. Obviously, when removing these bolts, this isn't as important, but remember when installing, make sure your drill is on a lower speed and a lower setting so you're not over torquing anything. Now, first up is gonna be removing these 2 M8x20 bolts, which hold this rear clamp into place. We're gonna keep all these in our handy dandy cup holder. Easiest way to remove this rear clamp here is apply a little pressure and just slide it right on out like that. From here, it's 4 bolts, 2 on each side. These are M8x80s, they're a little longer, but again, all it requires is that T40. So this first one on the front has no nuts or anything special. That's all there is to it. The second one here, keep in mind, you have this plastic bezel or spacer, and you have a nut on the top. Now this nut on top, as you can tell, it doesn't require a wrench because Bestop thought ahead and they actually provided a slot here for the nut itself. So just make sure you have a finger up here to make sure that that doesn't rise up and you'll be good to go. Woo-hoo. Just like that.
And are both those bolts the same length?
Yes, these are both M8x80s. Don't forget your nut up top. Keep these aside, and let's go remove the other side.
But I'm right here.
What?
You said grab the nut.
You're a silly goose. All right, now with all 6 of those bolts gone, the Sunrider can be lifted up and removed from the Jeep, which I'm gonna have my handy dandy assistant here, Kevin, my beautiful, lovely, wonderful assistant, help me out. All right, you get the driver's side, I'll get the passenger side.
That's it?
That's it. Now you can consider your Sunrider officially removed, and of course, all that's left is the hardtop and the doors, and you're running fully naked on the trails. How all Jeep people apparently love to do that, which Kevin and I still have never done, but we will one day when it's not cold in the future. Summertime? Okay, so next up, for the sake of this video only, we are actually going to disassemble our Sunrider so that I can show you guys who have literally just received yours in the box how to completely assemble it, and then of course reverse the steps we just did to put it back on your Jeep. Let's go. Okay, so now that I've got the Sunrider more or less disassembled, I'm gonna show you step by step how to reassemble it. That way it can go back on your Jeep. So I'm gonna have Kevin come close because although assembling the Sunrider technically takes just 4 bolts, there are 2 things you do need to do before you put those bolts in, and that involves the cable and the Z-clip that comes attached to it. Now, although those 4 bolts, 2 M8x20s on this side, 2 on the other side, are what keep the door rails attached to the Sunrider itself, one important step you don't want to forget before you do any of that is this Z-clip here, which, as you can see, is attached to this cable. And this cable is extremely important. This is what makes sure that the Sunrider is always taut and, of course, prevents it from stretching over time and helps to minimize any excess wind noise. So what you're going to want to do is feed this Z-clip here in through this hole on the door rail. And what I would probably recommend doing is put a little bit of electrical tape or something along those lines right across this just to hold it into place while you get those bolts put in. And of course, keep in mind that you have a matching Z-clip and cable on this side as well. So get both of those in, get them attached, and then we'll put the bolts back in. Now, as I said earlier, removing the Sunrider only requires 6 bolts. Assembling it requires 4, and of course, installing it requires the other 6 again. But all of it still only requires that one T40 and either your drill or your ratchet. But for these, I would definitely recommend starting it by just hand threading them in before you go to your drill. And here's where you want to make sure that you have your drill on its lowest setting, that way you're not over torquing or stripping any of these bolts. And then of course you can go in afterwards to hand tighten them once you're done. Okay, from there, grab your beautiful handy dandy partner once more, Kevin, my love.
There he is. Shadow.
And lift both sides up, try not to scratch your paint, and put the Sunrider back on top of the Jeep. Now there is one thing I do want to point out. Once you've got the Sunrider on top of your JL and you've got it lined up, you do want to definitely double check the seals in the rear here and of course in the front. Now although we can't technically prove this, Kevin and I do suspect, because Bestop's foam that they use on their Sunrider is denser than the factory foam along those seals, we do have a feeling that it has helped with the leaky door issue some of you might remember us having way back when on the Holy Cross Trail. So again, just make sure that those are lined up nice and tight, nothing's bent or creased before you start bolting everything back in. So now we're just going to go in the reverse order of the removal process. So starting with the 4 bolts, 2 on the driver's side, 2 on the passenger side of these M8x80s. Remember, the front one requires no nuts, no bezels, whereas the rear does require this plastic bezel and the nut that has its own little slotted place up top. And again, I recommend going ahead and starting them by hand threading them and then using your drill or your ratchet to tighten them down. And again, there's no wrench needed for the nut because Bestop did provide this handy dandy little slot up here for you. But I'm gonna go ahead and get all 4 of these started and hand tightened before I pick up my drill. Again, I'm just going to give these seals one last check before I start tightening everything down. Okay, now before I hand tighten those, we're going to go ahead and reinstall this rear clamp, which is going to basically completely seal off that Sunrider so that it's 100% weatherproof and 4-season proof. So let's do that. Now again, the easiest way to do this is to just sort of squeeze a teeny bit here and slide it right into place. put both of your M8 by 20 bolts back into place and then cinch them down. Now you can go back through and hand tighten everything. Make sure it's all nice, tight, sealed, and that's it. And there you have it, Sunrider. It's officially reinstalled.
Nice job.
That's so easy. Like 100%. This isn't me saying like, I don't know. I don't even know. I was going to try to come up with something corny like, oh, it's so easy my dog could do it or whatever. It's so easy that Brittany can do it. And I literally 100% just did a full uninstall, disassembly, reassembly, reinstallation, plus all the filming in like 40 minutes.
Yeah, and this was your first time,
And this is my first time ever doing it. Seriously, super easy, super quick. It's probably the easiest install we've done on the Jeep. Minus maybe like these straps or something stupid like that, but yeah. I freaking love this thing. All right.
Put your tools away.
Oh, put all your tools away. The worst part about every installation is always the cleanup. Knock it all out. Oh God, it's the worst.
That's it? Oh,
all right.
Put your drill away.
Well, and my drill too, but seriously guys, that is hella easy. Look at that.
Ta-da.
Ta-da!
Oh, don't forget your little straps.
Oh, okay. So, Bestop also, for the record, Kevin and I have never personally used them, but Bestop does include 2 straps. I'm not going to go get them because they're tucked away somewhere, but Bestop does include 2 straps with their kit that go right around these hinges here, and of course one on the driver's side. Technically, they say that you should have those straps on when the Sunrider is open. That way, if you go off any big bumps, it doesn't bounce up and flap around or anything. But
or if a wind gust
or
hits
if like
it.
a big wind gust hits it or something like that. I'm saying that because that's what they technically recommend. And you guys have seen the type of wheeling and the type of crap we put our JL through. So completely up to you if you want to listen to Bestop's recommendations or if you want to, you know, fly by the seat of your pants and live dangerously like Kevin and I. It's completely up to you. So, but yeah, that's it. That's all there is to it. We freaking love this thing. But anyways, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. We love you guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And we will see you next time. Bye!
See ya. Heck, if you're local, I'll even come install it for you.
Yeah. No. Don't.
Yeah, if you buy
don't
one
you
with,
put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
If you buy one with the code and you're local, we'll even help you install it.
Yeah, how about this? If you buy one Sunrider with the Lite Brite promo code and you're within a 10 or 15 minute drive from me and you're having trouble with this simple installation, I will come to your house and I will install it for you. You know, God, I'm just like opening up a can of worms there. That's
It's fine.
Why didn't you say something?
That was the second best.
You jerk. I need a nut.
So do I.
Kevin!
What? You can't. You're not putting that in there. It don't matter.
That's so inappropriate.
See our better way.